coming to WX Maxima itself. Okay. Now, what is WX Maxima? First of all, we need to understand that WX Maxima is a computer algebra system. So I will show you in briefly to start with what is a computer algebra system, what is a computer algebra system. Let's briefly go into that. Okay. Now, nothing is unique in world. So WX Maxima is also nothing unique in world. Are there competitors? Yes, there are competitors everywhere. There are competitors of everything all over. So now let's go to Wikipedia and have a look at computer algebra system. So in a computer algebra system, CAS, this is not the right website. So what is so computer algebra system? I'll just put it this way: computer algebra system. Enter. Yes, and the list of computer algebra systems is here. Now we need to understand here that there are two kinds of software. One kind of software is a software where actually if you wish to solve a mathematical problem, you can solve it by writing a code. Okay, the code will have for loops, then loops, if loops, and this loops and that loops. It will always, all of you know by now who have done programming, it will give you a numerical solution to your problem. It will give you a solution in a number. But there are free softwares which started getting invented, which try to mimic human intelligence. Now, these are known as computer algebra systems. Maxima is one of them. Okay. So, in the computer algebra system, entire gamut of computer algebra systems that you have Axiom, then you have Cerebra, and Maxima is very popular. You have Macaulay, you have Maxima. Now, this was the original project of Maxima, which started what? It started as an MIT project. Okay. Its commercial competitors are why I want you to consider yourself as lucky studying it today. Its commercial competitors, Maple. Can you see how much does it cost to buy a license? MathCAD, can you see how much does it cost to buy a license? Mathematica, can you see how much does it cost to buy a license for an organization? I'm not talking from a student point of view. Okay, student annual license free on Raspberry Pi, personal $140. Remember one thing, Mathematica, you only get $105 student free express edition. What happens is in most of the free editions that you use either for Maple, or Mathematica, much of the features are just not available. Remember one thing, for student means they try to give you only a trial version. Now, what is a computer algebra system? Now that I have whetted your appetite for, you know, uh, learning Maxima because it is free, and using Maxima because it is free, and I believe so because it is quite powerful, and everywhere you will find that Maxima, most of the professors have used Maxima as a computer algebra system. Now, how is it different from Scilab? Scilab, remember one thing, it's numerical programming once again. Okay. See, as you can see, it is a free open source cross-platform numerical computation package. Okay. Scilab is numerical computation. MATLAB is numerical computation. You can do a lot in it. Sage Math is one such development of computer algebra system which started off where it uses the background of many computer algebra system languages like SymPy, NumPy, Python, Fortran and all that. But not many people are very comfortable using SagePy. You know, it requires a very high level of programming understanding to do it. Out of all this that you have, this entire matrix you have, the only one which is popular, easy to understand and easy to understand once and use for life and can be used for life anywhere is WX Maxima. It is a computer algebra. Yes, it is a computer algebra system. Now, what is a computer algebra system? Let us have a look into it. It's going to be fun, guys. It's going to be fun. Once I start it, you'll just get zapped. Okay. So after you install WX Maxima, okay, you open a graphical user interface of WX Maxima, right? Now, if you do control 1, you can write text. This is a lecture on WX Maxima. Now, this comes as a workbook form. You can print it out and give it as a assignment to your professors. Okay, this entire thing, what you do here, entire calculations that you do here, at the outset, I want to tell you, it can be submitted as an assignment. No, nothing to be done, to be copied in Word, Excel, this, dalana, fadana, digrana, nothing. Directly, you can take a printout of the assignment which you have done in the workbook and give it to the professor. It's going to be perfectly readable. So therefore, there are two things here. You can either write a text here by selecting text here, or you can do the mathematical calculations. So once you have entered any line or a paragraph, all you have to do is press shift and enter. Once you press shift and enter, it takes this, what you have done. Now, what is a computer algebra system? The first thing, let's do some exciting stuff. I call this an equation. And I write this equation as x square minus 2. Okay. I know it's a simple equation. And I press shift and enter. Now, this is the equation. It, echoes back the equation which I have entered. Now, what I do is, if I want to find a solution for it in Fortran, Python, C, C++, Java, or anything, you will have to write a for loop, right? This, all you do is solve, okay, the previous equation for x. Lo and behold, this is a symbolic computer algebra system. It thinks like human beings. It solves problems like humans would do on a paper and pen. Therefore, very complex problems, when you pose to it, it may not be 100% successful in giving you a solution which is written in the textbook, because it cannot 100% mimic the human intelligence, but it is 90% there. Trust me. Many of the derivations which you do on paper and pencil and spend for a day, this will just do it within a fraction of a second and give you the final answer. But that's not something I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you basics of it. You can keep discovering that. Okay. Now, if you want a decimal value for this, you just write float, okay, and just write in the bracket percentage, right? Now it will say enter. Now it gives you the decimal value for your answers. This is, dear gentlemen, the introduction to a computer algebra system where it thinks like human beings and solves like human beings. And this is one of the easiest softwares to learn. Easy doesn't mean it's useless. Easy means it's easy to learn, but it's very, very effective and powerful. I will show you. You will slowly start discovering the power of it. So the first thing I have shown you what a computer algebra system is. Now, how do you assign values to variables? Let A be a variable. I assign a value 2 to it. Okay. Enter and shift. I would request students also, if they have WX Maxima, to do it along with me slowly. I would be going a bit fast, I know that. But if you don't want to do it, you're recording it, well and good. You can have a look at it later on. B is equal to 3. Right? Now you write A plus B. Shift enter. There you are. Now I'll not say shift enter. You have understood that whenever you want to enter anything in this, it's going to be shift and enter. Right? Now A by B. Right? Now if you want a decimal value of this, right? Float. Okay? Percentage. Now what does percentage do? It takes the last answer and it acts on it. Remember one thing, whenever you write a percentage here, the only thing that it is doing is it is taking the last answer and acting on it. So there you are, right? So A minus B, right? There. You can make equations out of variables. Now let me say x is equal to, so is equal to here is colon, not semicolon, it's a colon. A plus B, right? I. So if I put x, it's going to give me the answer 5. Okay. So here what I have done is I have written y or x is equal to A plus B. You do not have to write this. It will not understand it. Is equal to in WX maxima language is this. Is equal to in WX maxima language is this. It understands it, it takes the RHS and it adds it. Okay. Now what we will do is we will go through graded examples. Okay. Which are here, these examples have been specifically created only to train your mind to use it and to train you how to use it. So let us take some graded examples. Okay. Now let's solve a quadratic equation. So quadratic equation is x square minus 3x minus 1. Okay. So my quadratic equation, so I will write it as QUAD, quad, is equal to x square minus 3 star x minus 1. Never mind about the 0. Not really required. Now what happened? This error was deliberately created. Why did it give you an answer of 9? It gave you an answer of 9 because you had already fixed the value for x here, which was equal to 5. So sometimes this kind of situation happens. You start typing, you declare a variable and you assign a value to it, and later on you take the variable and again write an equation and it will give you an answer. To avoid that, whenever you're using variables, KILL kill x. I have killed the assignment for x. Now let me do this. There you are. It's simple. It's not at all complicated. Just write kill. It will take all the assignments, previous assignments to whatever variables you have done, and it will just kill it off. Now write solve. Okay, QUAD, quadratic equation for x. There you are. The answer is on the face. You want answers, yes, and you want to use answers, then you write quad. You can choose any name that you want. Okay, so I will use QUAD, quad, SOLN, solution, and I will assign this to quad solution. Right now I write QUAD, quad, SOLN, solution, square brackets 1, and it will display the first root. Okay. Now if I write this as 2, it will display me the second root. So what is the advantage of root? This, whichever root I want to call wherever in the worksheet later on, I can merely call it this way. Right? Now if I want a float value of this, I write float. Okay. And I take this in, right, and enter. There. Now it has given me a float value of your quadratic equation. Okay. Now let's take another quadratic equation and do it a bit more. Okay. Sorry, my quadratic equations both were repeated. Okay. X square minus 3x minus 1, 5. Now this I will give you a separate demonstration for this. Now many of you, this is what the creator of Maxima realized, that many of them would not like to enter commands because their hands pain, and even my hands are paining now. So what we do is we just click on solve. Okay, and on solve we write the equation. Now I'll write the equation: x the whole square minus 3x minus 1 is equal to 5. Okay, and click OK. Abracadabra, you get the answer. Okay, so these are the solutions you have got. Now is minus 2 and 5, these are the roots. Okay, so it has taken the equation. Okay, I have written it as minus 5. So I made a mistake here. If you want to clear out the mistake here, write it as 1. Here we are. Mistakes can be solved very easily. So you can use the buttons here and you can solve anything that you want here. So from now onwards, I will be demonstrating on how to use the buttons here. The buttons here translate the command and put them back. Okay. So you have buttons for everything. If you don't remember the command, the button is available. Okay. There we are now. Now let's solve the cubic equation. 2x cube 3x square 11x 6 is equal to 0. So let me copy it out. Copy it. Now let us see that really it is friendly that way. I click solve and I do here and I put a paste here. Wow, it has taken the equation. The only care that you need to do is between 2 and x cube, you should put star, which is multiplication. Between 3 and x square, you should put star, which is a multiplication. And between 11 and x, you should put a star, which is a multiplication. Now the variable is x, okay? And click OK. The answer is there. Simple. The answer is there. Okay. Now let's take some other equation. Okay. How many programming languages on this earth give you all this facility? Okay. Copy. Whatever problem you have, put it here, paste. And then afterwards, wherever there's a multiplication, put a star. Okay. Click OK. There you are. The answer is there. Okay. Now you can assign it to any variable you want and you can always call this and you can take the float values of it. Now you need to remember one thing, that this is designed to give more of a human answer in whole numbers. It doesn't like working on what you say as decimals. Okay. It will try to, what this computer algebra system does is it tries to rationalize answers. It tries to rationalize numbers as fractions and roots and powers. It rationalizes. Because you have to remember one thing, rationalization gives you a understanding of what the root is. This gives you an understanding. Okay, rationalization. Now let me kill. Let me kill a comma, supposing I have used it, a comma b comma c comma c comma x. Let me kill all of it now. Okay, it's done. And now let me go to solve and let me give a general equation. A star x the whole square plus b star x plus c, okay, is equal to 0. And I want the solution for this quadratic equation. Click curve. Familiar, isn't it? Right? Now this is something very familiar, right? Which you have learned about quadratic equation. So now you understood that this has human intelligence. It is based on Lisp. So it tries to work as human beings. As human beings would try to work out solutions for your equations. Now enough of that. Now let's go quickly. I am being a bit quick, I know. Now you would say, sir, केमिकल इंजीनियरिंग में एप्लीकेशन क्या है? ठीक है, केमिकल इंजीनियरिंग में एप्लीकेशन है. चलो अपन एक काम करते हैं, अभी इसको किल करते हैं, इसको स्टोर नहीं करते हैं, ये बहुत हो गया, डोंट सेव, और एक नया कुछ ओपन करते हैं. चलो मैक्सिमा एक नया ओपन करते हैं. एक नया ओपन करने के बाद आपके प्रोफेसर ने आपको परेशान करने के लिए दे दिया एक प्रॉब्लम सर ने ये दे दिया कि वॉन्डरवॉल्स इक्वेशन ऑफ स्टेट है, प्रेशर 100 किलो पास्कल है एंड टेम्परेचर 110 डिग्री सेल्सियस है. द क्रिटिकल टेम्परेचर एंड प्रेशर आर गिवन टू यू, फाइंड द वॉल्यूम. अब ये तो ठीक है, चलो कर लेते हैं, चलो करते हैं. तो yes, so what we can do here is expand this. After expanding this, then expand this. After expanding this, there is a utility which is known as Deskpins. I use this quite a lot, so I am telling it to you also. It's a free utility. How it helps students in writing assignments. ये डेस्क पिन को क्या है ना, इस विंडो के ऊपर लगा दो। इस विंडो के ऊपर लगाने के बाद ना ये विंडो आप मिनिमाइज कर सकते हो, और ये ढंग से मिनिमाइज होके ऐसे दिखाई देता है। ये हरदम फुल व्यू देता है। फुल व्यू देने के बाद इसके नीचे जो ओपन करोगे तुम उसमें वर्क कर सकते हो। ये देखो, ये हरदम तुम्हारे व्यू में रहेगा, तुम्हारे व्यू से कहीं बाहर नहीं जाएगा। तो दिस इज अ गुड सॉफ्टवेयर। चलो, अभी यहां से मेरे को जो चाहिए यहां से देख के यहां से टाइप कर सकता हूँ। देखो, दिस विंडो विल नॉट डिसअपियर नाउ। नाउ दिस विंडो विल नॉट disappear. This window is overlaid on this window. I can do calculations here. I can take my, question from here now. Now let's start doing it. So let's fix the critical pressure. The critical pressure is equal to 2200 to 2064. Okay. Now, if you want to put a list, okay, एक एक करके एंटर नहीं करना है, सारा एक साथ करने का है। तो इसको कर दो, स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट पहले शुरू कर दो, पीसी लिख लो। पीसी लिखने के बाद कॉमा डाल के टीसी लिख लो। टीसी लिख के कॉमा डालने के बाद आर लिख लो। आर लिखने के बाद कोलन डालो और दूसरा स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट ओपन करो। दूसरा स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट ओपन करने के बाद 22064 डालो। तो दिस विल गेट एंटायर टू पीसी, असाइन टू पीसी। पीसी को असाइन करने के लिए 373, ठीक है, 373.95। अब हर जगह हम लोग को मालूम है कैलकुलेशन में हम लोग को क्या लगेगा, केल्विन्स में लगेगा, तो इसमें 273.15 इधर ही ऐड करो। ठीक है। हाउ मेनी सॉफ्टवेयर अलाउ ऑल दिस नॉनसेंस? ओके, वेरी फ्यू। Okay, then afterwards the third is the value of R was given. So the value of R that was given was, I would like to take it in kgs. So I know a website where it does it. So what I'll do is I'll minimize this और उस वेबसाइट पे चला जाता हूँ। एंड वो वेबसाइट कहाँ रहेगा? वो वेबसाइट यहाँ रहेगा। गो टू इट, go to this, and I will get the value of R 0.4615. 0.4615. There we are. So we come back to this, and then we come back to our beautiful window. So 0.4615. There we are. And click enter. इसने सारा वैल्यूज मास्टर कर लिया। अब ये वैल्यूज को मैं जहां चाहिए वहां रीयूज कर सकता हूँ। ठीक है। So now I have the value of A for the water wall. The value of A for water wall is going to be 27 star R the whole R star PC, okay, the whole square, right, divided by 64, 27 by 27 by 64 होता है। okay, हाँ 64, okay, PC, right? So there we are. Okay, so there you have the value of A. After you have the value of A, 27 by 64 ही होता है शायद, या 68 होता है, देखने में अर्ज क्या है। So here 27 by 64 ही ले लेते हैं अभी, तो थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन हो रहा है, बट आई हैव डन इट। So there we can go. Clausius Clapeyron equation, van der Waals, it is here. So yes, just hold on guys, okay? So let me open it. So here I have it. Not that I don't have it. I have it. So VSAT 27 by, okay, 64 है. Okay. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Then afterwards B. B is going to be RTC over 8 PC. Okay. 8 star Tc. Okay, there we are. So we have got the value of B now, right? We have got the value of A and we have got the value of B. Now we will write van der Waal equation of state, EOS. Okay, and there are certain things that I have mastered about this, and you're going to just learn it now. Now we want to solve it for a pressure of 100 kilopascals. Okay, so we have to write 100 minus A over, let me write it as capital V, the whole square, okay, is equal to R star, and the temperature is how much? The temperature for which I'm trying is 110 degrees Celsius. So I again open a bracket here, I write 110 plus 273.15, okay, like that. After writing that, over V the great minus B. Write this, and there we are. Now it has got the equation. Okay. Now this equation, can I solve it? Let me solve it. So it gets quirky sometimes. So I write percentage here, and then I write V. Okay. And you see here, because it is trying to follow rationalization steps, it really doesn't give you an intelligent answer. Now, these are some of the pitfalls that it has. But you have to remember one thing, that this was designed for mathematicians. It was not designed for engineers. But engineers, they gave them a solution, right? Load ODES, okay? Right? Load ODES, okay? After you put ODES, then it will try to use a Fourier method and try to complete this equation into a function similar to, a trigonometric function. So there what happens is, you write it as solve trigonometric, and then you write V van der Waal EOS, equation of state, and V. Okay, and you press enter, and lo and behold, it takes a little time because it's converting the equation. Little time, CPU के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है, और CPU के ऊपर डिपेंड करने के बाद सॉल्व ओडेस में ये आपको ऐसे ट्रिग्नोमेट्रिक आइडेंटिटीज में सॉल्व करके दे देता है. अगर मेरे को इसके अब रियल आंसर्स देखने के हैं, मेरे को सिर्फ फ्लोट करना पड़ेगा, FLOAT फ्लोट, ठीक है, फ्लोट, और फ्लोट को इसमें डाल के एंड इसमें डाल के, ठीक है, इसमें और इसमें डाल के एंटर मारना पड़ेगा. चलो एंटर कर लिया. अभी फिर से थोड़ा ये टाइम लेगा, क्योंकि काम तो इसको करना पड़ता है काफी सारा ये सब करने के लिए. And it gives me the answer at 110 degrees, 10 degrees Celsius. It is 1.779. Okay, 779, and this is this, and this is this, and let us see the accuracy of our calculations first. 27. ये कितना था मेरा, ए वैल्यू कितना था? हाँ, 27/64 था. तो ये गया. ये जाने के बाद लेट मी गो टू द वेबसाइट, एंड वेबसाइट में जाने के बाद लेट मी गो टू दिस वेबसाइट. ओके, this website, and in this website I go to thermodynamic properties. In thermodynamic properties I go to 110 degrees Celsius, and the pressure was 0.1 megapascal. So 0.1 megapascal superheated vapor properties, 0.1 megapascal यहाँ पर मिल जाएगा हम लोग को. तो यहाँ जाने के बाद अपन जाएंगे 0.1 megapascal पे, और टेम्परेचर मेरा 110 था. How close are we to the answer? 1.696. Okay. Now remember one thing. You need to remember one thing. Steam table का equation of state जो रहता है, वो Penn-Robinson equation of state रहता है, और इसका एक specific equation of state रहता है. But this becomes a very important tool for you to study what is the applicability of van der Waals equation. Now imagine solving all this on your calculator. I know all of the professors teach you पहले आइडियल गैस इक्वेशन का वैल्यू लो, उसके बाद उसको कैलकुलेटर में डालो, डालने के बाद उसको रिपीट करते रहो, रिपीट करते रहो, रिपीट करते रहो, रिपीट करते रहो, जब तक कि तुमको एक रियल रूट नहीं मिल जाता. ठीक है. नाउ दिस डज इट सिंपली. Simply you get your answers. Now you would like to see that does it really give me some visualization? Is it worth something? Can I visualize my answer? See, remember one thing which most of the engineers studying in India, I realized it later on. Most of us who study science in India, we are not taught is visualization of mathematics. My answers, my solutions, my equations, how do they look? It is only then you understand what it really means. Now, I'll give you a very short detour here. I will only take, sir, एक minute. Sir, the time is already 40 and there's a lot of learning to do. Is it extendable?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No problem.
कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है ना? अगर
नहीं, नहीं,
स्टूडेंट्स हाँ, अगर स्टूडेंट्स बोर हो गए, ये स्टूडेंट्स बोल देने का मैं बोर हो गए हैं, फिर अपन इसको बंद कर देंगे. बट काफी कुछ सीखने के लिए है और इंटरेस्टिंग भी सीखने के लिए है.
Yes,
ठीक
sir.
है?
Yes, sir. Continue, sir.
Okay. So now here you have something known as plot 2D. Okay, two dimension. Now in a two-dimension plot, what you can do is you can write your equation which you want to plot. So my equation here was this, right? Now you have to remember one thing, equation should have only an LHS. Okay. So if you want to plot, you can only plot the RHS of an equation. The RHS, you cannot plot an RHS and LHS and expect it to do it. So VW EOS plot, okay, is going to be equal to R star at the bracket 110 plus 273.15, okay, divided by big V minus B, okay, minus A over, okay, so this is going to be minus A over V square. So we are going to have this now P A minus V square. So A minus V square लिख सकते हैं और क्या लिख सकते हैं इसमें A over V the whole square, V the whole square. Okay, this is what we are going to get, and we are going to get minus 100. Okay, so this is going to be your equation. So if you write your equation on this is going to be a zero equation. It is going to have a zero solution. But if you write it this way, it is going to be pressure versus volume, right? This equation is going to be pressure versus volume. So this is what we have now, enter, and this is what your equation is. Now we write plot 2D, and then afterwards we have van der Waal equation of state, plot, and then we write V is your variable. So V अपन चालू करेंगे 0.001 से एंड अपन इसको एंड करेंगे 2 तक. ठीक है, और इसके बाद इसका रेस्पॉन्स देखेंगे कि प्रेशर वर्सेस वॉल्यूम अपने को कैसे दिखाता है. तो ठीक है, पहले अपन इस प्लॉट को ऐसे ही कर लेते हैं और देखते हैं कि क्या आता है. ठीक है, तो ये प्लॉट में हम लोग को कुछ भी नहीं दिखाई देगा. Now if you zoom here, now see, that's what I'm telling. Now इस कर्सर को यहाँ लेके आओ. See, a lot of important things it has. If you zoom here, then it shows you that what is really happening. It is a straight line. Okay, it's giving you answer as a straight line, right? ये देखो, ये कर्व ऐसे है. ये इस रेंज से लेके इस रेंज तक ये इंटेलिजेंटली दिखा रहा है. Now you will tell, sir, how do I find the intelligent range of this curve? Just get your cursor here. 0.044 आ गया. अगर मैं इसको ले लेता हूं तो ये इधर तक 0.013, इधर ये वॉल्यूम का मैं देख सकता हूँ 0.2 तक वॉल्यूम आ रहा है और इधर वॉल्यूम 2 जा रहा है. बट रिमेंबर वन थिंग, यहाँ कितना इंटेलिजेंट रेंज है, कितनी इंटेलिजेंट रेंज में मैं इसको प्लॉट कर सकता हूँ. इधर अगर मेरे को इसको इंटेलिजेंट रेंज अगर चेक करने का है तो यहाँ 0.002 से मेरे को चालू करने का है. नाउ इफ आई प्लॉट इट विद इन दिस इंटेलिजेंट रेंज, ओके, just see what do I really get. You will get a very intelligent view of what you're actually doing. Okay, 0.002. Now you'll have to kill the first diagram that has come up. and you'll have to go with the second one. Okay. Now this is the second one. Okay. Now you can fine it up into this 0.2. Now let's do that. 0.2. Now this will give you an idea of how does the root of van der Waals equation actually behaves. See, the van der Waals equation behaves this way. Okay. Now let me extend the range. Let me extend the range to 0.0001. Okay. Extend the range, and then afterwards you will see it goes like a blip here. So 0.02. This is 0.007. Very close in 0.004 to 0.004. Now this becomes a very intelligent range to look at the curve and actually study your curve in a better way. Okay. Now you see, this is the way the van der Waals equation behaves. Okay. So this gives you a very important view of what exactly is going on. Okay. So you get a very important view of how things are working. You can zoom anywhere, you can have a look, you know where the solutions are, how the solutions are going to behave. So plot, and the plot is very simple to write. Okay, plot equations are fairly simple to write. But we'll come to plots later and we'll do something very interesting of it. But nevertheless, whatever equations you're trying to solve, in case you want to view them, you have superb viewing capabilities here. Okay, now let's come to another thing, that is partial fractions. Okay, now you want to make partial fraction of this, right? So let's copy it out. Copy करने को दे रहा है या नहीं दे रहा है? Okay, copy, and then afterwards come here, then come to this, come to calculus, and after coming to calculus, click partial fractions, and at partial fractions, put what you have. Okay, this is going to be a star, and then afterwards we want the variable as x. Okay, the variable in partial fractionation is x. Click OK. Something which, you know, most of us dread for is solved. Okay, so it can do partial fractionation also, because this partial fractions is something which you have to do when you solve integrals. Okay, so whenever you're solving integrals or differentials, you have to use partial fractions. So it will do the partial fractionation for you in case you have a fraction. Then let's see the derivative part of it. Does it solve derivatives? The answer is yes. It solves the derivatives for you. So for this, you have to go to diff, that is differentiate. Okay. Now for differentiation, you write your equation, right? X the whole square, okay, plus x minus sine x, right? Now you want to differentiate it once. Okay, this times once means 1, and what is the differentiation variable? It is x. Click OK. Now it has differentiated it once. Now let me take DIFF. Let me go the command way. Let me take the percentage, that is the previous answer, and let's say differentiate it once more. Okay. So I did not put the variable here. So let me put the variable, and there we are. Now it has differentiated it once more. Now again, if I repeat this, there we come. Okay, I might as well do it here. Okay, I might as well do it here. How many ever times you want to differentiate, you can just write it here and it will do it. Okay, any complex equation that you want and you want the differentiation of it. Okay, It will solve it for you. It will do the differentiation for you. Okay. It does differentiations also. It does limits also, but limits is not a very surprising, I mean, a very interesting feature I found in this for engineers, especially. Yes, integration is one interesting feature here. So if you want to integrate anything, now just see, many of us dread integration, and we have a lot of integration to do, especially when we are solving chemical engineering problems. Okay. Now, how this handles it, surprisingly, in a very easy way. Okay. Whatever expression you want to integrate here, just put the expression here. Square plus sine of x. Integration is dreadful, I know. Even a simple integration, many people be integrates it off. Okay. Now you would say, sir, this is not of much use to me. Yeah, I would also say it is not of much use to you, because engineers normally we would like to use this. Integrate, let me write the expression once again, x the whole square plus sine of x. Okay. And we do a definite integral. Now the definite integral is going to be, ये dreadful काम जो है बच्चों को थोड़ा सता देता है, ठीक है, अभी ओके कर देते हैं. You will say, sir, still, of what use it is to me? My teachers in M4 trouble me this way. So I will write x the whole square, okay, plus sine x, okay, and I'll write a definite integral, and I will write it here from -2, then I will write it here to 5, and then I will do numerical integration, which teachers you trouble you a lot with, and it gives you the answer. Okay, the first is the value, the second is the error. Okay, this is the relative error. This, how much steps it has taken to do it. It automatically decides everything. How much step size it has to take, how much steps it will automatically decide by itself. And then afterwards, this will say that did it encounter any problem while integrating. Now, sometimes what happens is certain integrals are stiff. Certain equations, when you integrate them, certain forms of equations, they are stiff, because in a certain range, stiff equations kya hota hai? In a certain range, what happens is suddenly the value increases towards infinity, then in the neighborhood it starts dropping. Now those are known as stiff equations, because there it really doesn't know what is the step size to be taken, because wherever the increase is suddenly very high, the step size needs to be reduced. Now there definitely most of the algorithms for integration, they do have a problem. Scilab, MATLAB have better algorithms. I'm not disputing it. But then how many stiff equations are you really going to come across? Because in most of the functions in engineering, you say that your function is continuous and differentiable. Means you know the limits. You know the limits of what your function is. And accordingly, for that limit, you do it. So if you know the limits of where it is going to be continuous, your answer is going to be continuous. This is going to have absolutely no problem integrating in that area. Okay. So I have done the numerical. Oh, now the wonderful part really comes, and that is solving differential equations. Now I will teach you the command line way. You can go here and actually you can do it, but I'll teach you the command line way. So the command line way is very simple. So I'll write a diff eqn. So just to give it a name, differential equation. Then you have to put first an apostrophe, and then you have to write diff, and then you have to write this is d square y dx square. So you have to put differentiation dy comma x comma 2. Okay. Now let's only execute this and see what does it do. It makes it at d square y by dx square. Okay. Now let's expand on this. So let us write it plus is equal to 2 star diff, 2 star apostrophe, of course, diff, or sorry, y, comma x, comma 1. Okay, and then afterwards I write it as is equal to no plus y, and then I write it is equal to 0. Now this is it's a very good complex equation to solve. Huh? It's not easy if you try to do it with using your analytical methods, but this will do it in a jiffy. Okay, shift enter, there we are. Okay, so this is your differential equation which you need to solve, right? Now you write ODE, DIFF EQN, and you solve the differential equation with respect to x. Okay, dy by dx. Control shift enter ODE. It's ODE2 actually. ODE2. Yeah, there we are. There we are. Too few arguments. ODE2 x y old x. Okay. So I'm going to give y. Okay. So let me not use it. Let me use this differential equation function. I seem to have just forgotten the command of it. So yes, variable x, this is good enough. Just a second, guys. OD2 DIFF EQN, comma x, y, comma x. Yeah, it should solve it. Solve the differential equation. Pretty much it should do it ODE2. Not proper differential equation. False. It is a proper differential equation. I know it, and I may have done some mistake while writing this differential equation. Let me just check it once. Okay. So fine. If it's not going to do this way, it's going to do this way. Just write. Now I'm going to write here DIFFEQN. Okay. Function y, solve ODEs, function y. There it is. It has solved. Okay. I seem to have done the right thing, but I didn't know why it did not work. OD2 diff EQN y x, and should have got done. So here it has done the solution. So sometimes, if your command is not working, you can always take it from here and you can do it. So this is your differential equation. Okay, now the question that comes here is that here afterwards you can take this equation and you can put your initial and final boundary conditions and you can solve the equation. Okay, you can solve such differential equations. Now here what you can do is, let me take a first order differential equation first. Okay, so I write DIFF EQN 1, so that's for a first order differential equation. DIFF FF, okay, y comma x, and then afterwards I write it as 2 star, okay, plus x is equal to 0, right? So this is my differential equation. Now I write OD2 is equal to DIFF EQN 1 comma y comma x, and lo and behold, let us see what is the answer we get. Yeah, okay, there we are. We've got the answer. Now we can write IC2, okay, shift percentage, okay, at x is equal to 0, y is equal to 1. Okay. Now I seem to have forgotten a few commands, but I can always look up to them. And the looking up is very simple here. You go to wherever you have downloaded Maxima. Okay. Now I go to M. I go to Maxima. It gives you a very good documentation. Open this documentation, and in this documentation, you just put IC, that is initial condition. Now it will search for initial condition and it will show you where are the commands for initial condition. So I'll remove this now for now and I will run this. So it indicates, now I'll write it as IC2, right? So it will give me, yes, IC2 solution, xval, yval. So IC1 is solution, which is there, xval, yval. So I should have just put the xval and yval. So here, here. This was the solution. After solution, at x is equal to 0, we have y is equal to 1. And this is going to be IC1, right? And there we are. So we have the solution. Yeah, this was the solution. So I will put it here, I34. I4. Does it work this way? No, it doesn't work this way. So the best way is open maxima. After you open maxima, this is the solution, xval, yval. You see for an example. Okay. And it says that you had to put an is equal to, you didn't put it, Mr. Arvind Prasad. So you have to put here x is equal to, and you have to put here y is equal to. So that is the education which is over now. And there we are. All the differential equation for you straight away. So you put your boundary conditions and you can solve them. You can take any, you can take a second order differential equation, which I don't want to demonstrate now. In a second order differential equation, you use IC2, solution, xy, yval, and dy by dx at initial condition, that is x is equal to 0, the value of that. It will solve the differential equation and give you the solution of it. Now you would say, sir, it's not numerically solving it. My question here is, the numerical solution for a differential equation is not required, because somehow it will try to solve the differential equation, if not analytically, in trigonometric form. Okay. And then wherever you want to find the value of differential equation, okay, you can always plug in your numbers. Now in this equation, I can always plug in the value of x and get the value of y. Now how do you get that? Now this is the equation that you have got. Now SUBST, substitute in your percentage, okay, x is equal to 1. Okay. Now here you have to put this in dabba. Yeah. Yeah. So if you put substitute, then what it does is it gives you the value. Now I may have done a mistake here. X is equal to 1. I have to put it here, and the equation in which I need to substitute, I need to put a percentage here. And if you put a percentage O38, then it's going to take this particular line. Okay. And there it is done. Okay. There it is solved. So you can always get a solution now. Now, if you wanted a numerical solution, you could have always written float. There we are. Okay. And there close and shift enter. There we are. You have got your numerical answer. So remember one thing here, a numerical suite is there, but I would advise you not to use it. Try to find an analytical solution, because finding an analytical solution for a differential equation actually helps you in finding out the plot and visualizing the equations. Okay, can we go ahead? Students poll. Teachers poll, teachers to हाँ बोलेंगे. Students poll. Should we go ahead? Do you have time? Hello.
Yes, write down the chat box.
Students.
Student, write down the chat box.
Students. You want me to write in the chat box? Okay, very well. Shreyas Chaudhary says yes, sir. So we will look at few more interesting things here. A lot of interesting things are going to again come up. You'll find it very interesting to use it. So now let us discover. I just gave you a taste of the plot function. Now let us really discover the plot function. Okay, let's start really discovering it. So you can write plot 2D. Okay, and you can write whatever equation you want to plot, that is the whole square minus 3
Value.
is equal to, now you have to find the value, put the range of x for which you want the plot. Now it's fairly simple as that. Okay, now enter, you get your plot. Okay, you get your plot here. Now these are something, now you would say, sir, that okay, now if you want the plot in the workbook itself, you write wx, so it will embed it in the workbook. Now takes a little time. Let me close this. Now it has embedded it in the workbook itself. Okay, now what you can do is, whenever you want to submit any assignment, either you can write commands here and give the legends here and everything, which I'm going to show here, or what you can do is also you can take, copy, open any Word file where you have written your assignment, and you can paste it also. Okay, there we go. You can paste it, and then afterwards you can use any of your editors, and you can, remove all this and put all the legends that you want and everything. And that really, if you want to do, make a very good report of all your plots, really the software that you should be using is not Word, but don't say it, but something known as, I use this a lot. Okay, I never use, though I have it, I use only LibreOffice to do all my work, because it is much better than MS Office. Okay, in LibreOffice you go to draw. Okay, and then you can paste it here, and you can do a lot of things here. Okay, a lot of beautification can be done here. You can write things here, what is X, what is Y, what is legend, and all. You can do it, and then afterwards you can save this image and put it wherever you want. Okay, so that's one thing I'm not going to do now. But what am I going to do is, I'm going to definitely show you how to light your legend. So this is one plot. Now, if you want to do two plots, you put again a square bracket here. Okay, start a square bracket here. Okay, now this is there. After that, you put a comma here, and then afterwards you just put this, the second plot that you want to do. Okay, now this is x cube. Close the square bracket here. This is the range, and just press enter. Now it has plotted two curves. Okay, one over the other. So for comparison, you can do it. You can put a lot of plots here, and you can give a range here, and you can do it here. Okay, then afterwards you can do supposing. Okay, 0 to 100, right, or 1000. Now it's going to be a very funny plot. Remember one thing. Now sometimes visualization of such plots is better if you write it on a log plot. So you say log x. Sometimes the visualization is much better. So this is a log plot. So it does, this is a log scale. On a log scale, things look much better sometimes. They are better to read because there's a log scale here, right? Similarly, you can put log scale for y also. You can put a log scale for y also. So if you put a log scale for y, look at the relief that it gives you, log scale of y. Because the values of y indeed are very big, and the values of x are not very big. Okay, ये x को निकाल दो, अब सिर्फ log के log value y से देखो. Now it gives you a much better view. Okay, of how the plots are going to look like. Now this is the log value of y to 10 raised to 8. What is exactly going on? Okay, now what you can add also is, okay, labels. So you can put x is equal to x comma x, okay, comma x, and then just run this. So x label, it has taken it right. One second, guys. Whenever there's a doubt or 2D, go, because it is impossible to remember every command. I'll tell you, it's really impossible to remember every command that you have. So frequently you have to go in for, okay. Now here it gives you the options for plots. So plot options. So plot and then options. OPTIONs, options. So here you can also come here down and you can see here, okay, draw, it is given for draw, and for plot 2D, it does give you the options, okay. Plot 2D, scene options. So height, elevation, restart, restep, video name. So the options are given. I wouldn't like to quickly go for it now, but you have options where you can give, X label, Y label, and you can give everything, and it does a proper plot. Now I just don't seem to be remembering the command because I don't use it much. The labeling part. I normally copy this and do it in the draw because that looks much better. Now this was about plot, right? Okay. So you get this way, and then you can always zoom, do anything, share, save, whatever you want. One more interesting thing. Now let's do this 3D plot. Gets very exciting, Plot 3D, three-dimensional plot, and then afterwards, what you have is x the whole square plus y the whole square, okay, and then you give a value of x. So the value of x I'm going to give you is minus 1 to 1, and let's make it a square plot. So I'll give the value of y as y from minus 1 to 1, okay, and there we are. Enter. So I have done the right thing. Plot 3D I have written, and I have written this. I shouldn't have put the square bracket. Yes, right. Oh, beautiful, isn't it? Okay. So this is the 3D plot that you get. Now it automatically has calculated the Z, and there you have the X and Y, and you can rotate it the way you want, and you can view it the way you want. Okay. So this helps you sometimes in a lot of visualizations in, three-dimensional and four-dimensional, but three-dimensional is the maximum you can go. Fourth dimension is something which you will have to fix. Okay. So in three-dimensional surfaces. Now three-dimensional surfaces, whenever you're solving mathematics or any engineering problem, it gets very difficult to analyze it in a two-dimensional plane. Now here this allows, this gentleman allows you. Let's do something interesting now. Okay, close this. And the interesting thing that we are going to do here is, okay, put this in a square bracket, square bracket, square bracket, put a comma, and just put x plane. And let's see what we get. I'm also wildly trying it out. मुझे भी मालूम नहीं क्या होने वाला. So does nothing about it. So it says the plot function f2 variables v1, v2. Okay, it should be actually doing it. Is equal to x the whole square. Maybe it's not finding the right values. Okay, it doesn't do it. 3D plot, it only takes one. So one over the other, maybe not. Okay, what happened? Yeah, this ye, ye, and ye. Okay, ye and comma ye. Let me see what happens. I'm just only trying it. मैंने try नहीं किया. ठीक है, नहीं होता है तो नहीं होता है. Leave it. So this was all that I wanted to teach you about WX Maxima. I have used it in a lot of applications. One typical application that I would like to show you is in engineering applications, of course. I'm not saving any of this now. So one of the interesting things that I have done is studying, okay, the fin problem, okay, differential equation of solving the fin. Okay, so this is fin 3 here. Okay. So one of the things that I want to tell you is that once you have solved the workbook, if you want to again reuse the workbook, you will have to do it, run it once again. So you'll have to go to cell and you'll have to give evaluate all visible cells. Now, what is the interesting thing I want to show? I have got temperature versus the length of the fin, but that's not the interesting part. The interesting part is I started with the differential equation, which is a second order differential equation, which many students find it very difficult to remember and solve the fin problem. I gave the values, took the differential equation, took the solution for the differential equation, put the boundary conditions. Okay, you can give initial condition, you can give boundary conditions, solved it, afterwards plotted it, and as you can see, what is the temperature of fin surface with respect to Z. Okay, after doing this, I could have always, okay, taken all this, gone to file, gone to save as. Okay, once again, hold on guys, file, save as, export. Yeah, there. Export. You can export as an HTML file. You can export as a Maxima batch file, and you can export as an, okay, LaTeX file. Okay, LaTeX, you require special things to read out LaTeX. Okay, you can always support it as an HTML file. You can export it as an HTML file, and let me put it as fin number 4. Oops. Let me file, export is, और best is print PDF में जाओ, ये सबसे बेस्ट होता है. प्रिंट PDF में जाओ, प्रिंट करो. ओके, और मैं इसको डेस्कटॉप पे लेके आ रहा हूँ. डेस्कटॉप पे तो कुछ दिखाई ही नहीं देगा. डी में लेके आ रहा हूँ और डी में इसको ए नेम दे देता हूँ. ओके, फाइनल प्रिंटिंग हो गया. फाइनल प्रिंटिंग होने के बाद डी में जाके देखते हैं ए फाइल कौन सा है, ट्रिपल ए फाइल कौन सा है. And there we have the workbook which we want to submit to our dear professor with everything. Okay. So that's the end of my lecture. In my lecture, I have shown you what are the basics of using WX Maxima. How do you start with it? What its functions are so that BTech students can use it easily. How to use it, and ultimately I took a transport phenomena problem which is a bit difficult, and just I have demonstrated it, that how it works. Okay, now how to use animation. Okay, if you have 5 more minutes, I should show you how to use animation in this, and that's going to be a real exciting stuff. Okay, now this is out, this is out. This is the stuff which you can use to impress anybody when you leave the institute. Okay, this is known as the stuff done to excite people and show off your skills. Let me show it to you. Can you hear the audio of this video? ऑडियो आ रहा है इस वीडियो का?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, चलो. Watch this exciting stuff. 7 minutes and then we are through with our.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah,
So you can try turning on the captions at least. So at least we can read those captions because the video isn't audible.
very well. Captions.
Yes, sir.
Fine, guys, I'm done. Please like and subscribe my channel. That is what keeps me, motivates me to do a lot of things, produce a lot of resource for the students. So unless your subscription doesn't come and your likes doesn't come, uh, the motivation is not very great. Okay, and that motivates me to do more number of likes, more number of hours of viewing. More is the popularity. See, because you need to understand, if you subscribe and like my videos, it is only then that in the search they are going to come up frequently, and more people all over the world are going to be able to view it. Supposing the like and subscribes are very limited, okay, it wouldn't come up in a search. But if the likes and subscriptions are high, then definitely it will come up, and it's easier to search. So that's the reason. And motivation, of course, is also one example. So